Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter and welcome you back for your daily Bitcoin analysis video. I am still unwell. I seem to be getting worse every day, not better. Good news is my throat isn't hurting as much, but my entire face is all stuffy. But again, we have some important things to talk about yet again today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I do want to urge you guys once again to go ahead and watch the previous videos from earlier this week if you haven't already. It will build the story for you guys in a more concrete and comprehensive way. On Monday, we had a focus on the higher time frames, the 3-month, the monthly, the bi-weekly, and the implications of Dixie seeing that breakdown of its bear flag. Tuesday, we talked about FOMC and how to position for it, which was essentially us saying, hey, let's wait for the combination of both what the Fed says and how the market reacts to it. And as you guys can see, that strategy of ours is playing out really, really well. Thursday, which was yesterday, we had a strong focus on the 4-day time frame, the bi-weekly and the monthly. Today is going to be important because we have continuation of that 4-day, the bi-weekly, and something really, really bullish shaping up on the monthly. So we're going to be doing an update on that today. And I'll be talking about a massive, massive pattern that has been shaping up on Bitcoin's higher time frame chart. Before we go on with that though, I do want to talk about something very, very, very important. And believe me guys, what I'm about to say is far more crucial than many of you guys would think, because this is what really sets apart people who actually make sure they capture these life-changing opportunities and the people who get complacent and miss out. I know many of you who are new to the markets will think that knowing where price is going is good enough. But as you go through your journey, you begin to realize that knowing how to ensure you're participating in the move is far, far more important, because there's no point in knowing where the train is going if you're not on that freaking train, right? I can give you the targets here day in, day out, but there are so many things that you're going to need to battle on a daily basis. And honestly, if you guys want to just skip on over to the targets later in the video, just go ahead and fast forward this. But believe me when I say many of you who aren't going to focus on the key methodology are going to miss out regardless of whether you know where the targets are. Back in 2022, I highlighted targets for everyone, right? I said first target 24,000, target 2 around 44,000, and then we're looking at around $60,000 and beyond after that. But not everyone took part in the move, even though they knew the targets. They got shook out because there's so many things that you need to battle other than just knowing where the targets are. And two of those biggest battles are yourself and life events. As you guys know, recently I had a life event with my mom being extremely unwell. And right over here, Manjaro from the Mango community, he's been in the Mango community for a few years now, so I've seen his growth. He's recently become a seedling. And right over here, this is such an important message, right? I've highlighted the important bits. I'm going to read it out to you guys. He says, alrighty, finally back. I missed you guys, but I want to give a huge shout out to the Seed and the Sprout program. I was busy over the past week, consumed with life things. So I haven't been able to be in the charts as much as I would like. But being in position and following my system with proper risk management allowed me to stay in position stress-free. That's the Mango way, guys. That's the stress-free way that I ask you guys to employ in your trading, because life will throw curveballs at you and you need to have a system, a methodology to ensure that life's events do not shake you out of life-changing events, right? So he says he's been stress-free over the past week with SUI, FTM, and BTC. And holy, these are the 3 biggest trades that we've had in the markets, right? And look at that, on the bi-weekly. Once again, thank you, Sean, Krisha, and Mark. And honestly, shout out to Mark. Mark has been holding up the fort. Not just Mark, Blag, Frank the Tank, Wolvie, everyone. I'm going to be missing out names, but thank you all for being there and holding the community strong while I've been away. I love you guys. I love you all. And right away, he says, I had my plan in place and allowed me to focus on important things in my life. Guys, that is Mango. That is the Mango way. That is exactly what we teach here. So I implore you guys, have these 2 things plans set in place. Have your risk management preset, okay? And your trade execution strategy preset. And both of these need to be set up in a way that life can throw massive shit balls at you and you can still make sure that you are part of these life-changing events, okay? Because the worst thing that could happen to you is you being away in those few weeks or months, and I don't just mean physically away, I mean psychologically away, okay? You being psychologically away or physically away during those few weeks or months where everything happens, okay? In crypto especially, everything will happen. Life will happen in a few weeks. So take the time and put together a proper plan for your risk management, something that you can repeat systematically. I'm not just talking about figuring out where to put your stop loss, etc., etc. That's not risk management. Your risk management needs to be far more fleshed out. It needs to be a strategy on its own. If you guys are in the C program, rewatch the risk management module. If you finished the entire program already, rewatch that module. It's 5 hours long for a reason. And every trade that you get into, guys, every trade you get into, use your risk management tool sheet and your risk management indicator. Just make it a hardcore rule for yourself, and 90% of the work will be done right there. Because if you put in the effort into the 90%, which is your risk management, the trade execution bit, the last 10% becomes so much easier, right? Because the entire risk management system that we have set up for you guys helps you psychologically to see your trade from start to finish. All right, with that, we can get on over to the charts. We're going to start with the 4-day time frame over here. If you guys remember, in yesterday's video, we were looking for the 4-day time frame, closing in 13 hours now, by the way, guys. We were looking for this 4-day candle to close above this blue 10-kin line over here, because if we get that, it's gonna negate the importance of any bearish TK cross we get on this chart. Now it does look like we are getting that close above the blue line, the 10-kin, which is good, but that's not enough. We also want to see these highs get taken out, right? So I'm going to go ahead, place a horizontal right over there on the candle close highs, and you can see that we are testing these candle closes right now. If we can close candles above this level as well, we'd get everything I'm looking for on this chart. A close above the blue 10-kin right over here, as well as this W-like structure getting initiated to the upside, where we can look for continuation all the way up to potentially $100,000. While this green candle might be making a lot of you guys bullish, and rightfully so, I urge you guys to be a tad bit cautious right over here at $64,000 to $65,000. This is going to be a trouble area for the bulls. The bulls really need to show up over here and close candles above $65,000. If we get that, guys, especially leading into the monthly close, it is going to be a fantastic picture. But for now, we have to stay mango. For now, we have to stay patient. For now, stay your hand. If you're already in position, then brilliant. You're enjoying this move, and you should be in position. At least on your spot positions, you guys should be in your position, because there was no reason to exit. We were never given permission to exit, right? The bi-weekly dynamic, one of our key cyclical indicators for our spot position, was telling us, hey, stay in position, stay in position. Over here, everyone was feeling antsy. Everyone was wanted permission to finally rip the bandage off and exit. But nope, the bi-weekly dynamic said, stay in position. We closed above it, and now we got the bounce right off it, right? So your spot positions should be intact. But for your leverage positions, I don't know about you guys, but I am not going to be initiating any leverage positions until I see what I want to see on the 4-day time frame. And this is what I want to see, guys. I want to see $64,000, $65,000 get claimed. Any higher low at that point, I will be looking to bid for a leverage trade, right? That high low could be deeper than what I've drawn over here, by the way. We will address that when we get to that stage. When we get those candles closing above 64,000, 65,000, that's when I'll update you guys and say, hey, this is where I will be looking for that high low bid opportunity. So make sure you guys subscribe. Don't miss those videos when they do come, because things are gonna be fire when they do come. All right, now over here we are looking at the monthly time frame with our monthly SMA and the monthly dynamic right over here. This is probably the most important chart that you guys can keep an eye on for the next 10 days. There's gonna be a lot of battling around key levels on this chart. Unfortunately though, the levels that we've talked about thus far on the 4-day time frame are confluencing perfectly with the levels on the monthly time frame. Over the past week, we outlined the key levels that we want to see defended on the monthly. A satisfactory close is going to be a close above 59,600. That's the monthly, that's me. A good close is going to be a close about 60,500, right? I'm going to go ahead and draw it out for you guys. Where am I getting that from? Essentially, these can closes right over here. We want to see at least that to be defended for me to say, okay, this is a good close. If we close underneath that, but above the 10 SMA at 59,600, that's going to be a satisfactory close, but not a good close. However, the great close, the fantastic close, the close that gets me excited is a close above this level right over here. That's coming in at $65,000. And what do you know? That's lining up with our W-like formation on our 4-day time frame as well, along with these highs getting taken out. So a lot of confluence, guys, coming in on this monthly time frame right over here. A great close, about $65,000 in 10 days and 13 hours is gonna set us up for a great October, like many of you guys may want to call it. So that's what we're looking for on the monthly. And now here it is, the most exciting chart of them all, this giant cup and handle. Now guys, a pattern is only a pattern when it actually activates the pattern. Until then, it is just all wish and hopes, right? So we want to start seeing candle closes above 69,000 on the bi-weekly and then above $74,000 to confirm this pattern being activated. And then we have two targets somewhere around $115,000 all the way up to around $200,000. This one is the more probable target. But this target over here, around $200,000, that target is also on the table, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of profit taking at around the $120,000 level. But before we can get excited for this pattern activating, the bulls have a crucial battle that they need to win over the next 10 days. A battle that could be decisive in winning the actual war, the war that will take us to $200,000. Remember guys, $65,000. $65,000 on the 4-day time frame, $65,000 on the monthly time frame. The monthly is closing in 10 days and 13 hours. The next 4-day is closing in only 13 hours. Keep an eye on this level and how the bulls and the bears battle across it. And last but not the least, none of this matters. None of this matters unless you set your risk management strategy in place and your trade plan in place. Because if you don't have this in place, guys, it doesn't matter if Bitcoin goes to 100K or 200K. You will not be able to participate in it the way you think you will participate in it. Believe me, I've been there. Your friends have been there. You will be there too. Learn from all of our mistakes. They are painful mistakes. Keep it mango. Keep it easy. Keep it stress-free. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.